What's the deal, gang? What up? Oh, the Rangers just scored. Bang! Wow, I missed the goal, but we're up 1-0. W. Hold on, let me turn down the volume. How come you don't have chat on screen? Because why would I need it on screen? We already have it on screen, right? I mean, we already have it. Like, everybody has access to the chat. Like, right, we're all talking here. We don't need to, like, not plaster it all over the place. Like, if chat paid me, I'd put it on screen. Unfortunately, YouTube chat doesn't pay me. So that space is it should say your ad here. That's what it should say. Did you get a new car, Tino? Is that what happened? You got a new whip? What'd you got? Oh, you upgraded to the Z06. Oh, nice. You could have just bought a badge. Trust me, it's a Z06. All right, chat, let's do a little breakdown. Right? Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. All right, so wow, what did we say yesterday? How are we gonna close today? We're probably gonna create a top or a bottom wick, but we're not gonna drive. All right, everyone here was here yesterday. Just take note of this. It closed at a resistance. I told you there's three ways we could close. Either slightly bullish above the range, doji, or a rejection candle slightly bearish, right? But it's not going to be the candle that drives. And when I drew this out yesterday, if anybody remembers, that if we were to close this way today, right, the day after that closure, we would expect a top wick to the next resistance and then a break of the lows. So I will still expect to come down here and flip on the daily after creating a high. And if we need to create a high here, and we haven't done it yet, right? Because typically by New York, the Asian session will set everything up, and in London will set everything up, and the highs, lows will be created, ranges will be established. Right now, we haven't done that yet. So on the daily, we close bearish, respecting resistance. Highly likely we flip bearish sometime today, but we need to get to that next resistance. I think we just actually got it. We got to the very first, but I think the higher time frame resistance we would need to get up to is somewhere around here, right? Let's mark this off. We need to get up there, and overall I think we can come up here. So this is what we'll look for. We'll look for a rejection at 40. If it doesn't happen, it breaks above 40, we're coming up to 44. And if we're coming up to 44, can we get buys up there? And right now we're getting a close. Well, we're right now at the moment we're above the most recent. We're getting a close in about 55 minutes. So we're getting a close because it's the last hour of the 4 hour. But let's see if we can close above here. So it's going to be a few extra lines there. This is not the overall range. I don't like doing this much, but just for the visuals, so you guys understand the level I'm looking at. I'm looking for a closure above here. If we're able to establish a closure above there, let me bring this up just a little bit. So if we can close above here, we'll take buys into resistance, expecting to get enough out of it, right? Enough range out of it. With a chance to then get to 44. At 44, it's highly likely, you know, we're going to see some play, some rejection like we have previously. Anywhere 42 to 44 area, but I believe it is possible to retest those highs with a top wick for the daily before flipping down. So first things first, let's get closures above, right? So let's look for something that can get us above 38. All right, let's look to establish a support, whether we get a wick down here to drive, or if we close bearish but respect 38, right? Then we're looking for a retest probably of the next support, which we'll see around here, and then a flip. And once you get that flip, why am I drawing this the wrong color? Right? Oh, it's not the wrong color. This is if we were to come down, this is what it'll look like at some point, but then we'll look for that flip. So eventually, this is the candle we'll look for. All right. And on the higher time frame, this will actually, this smaller time frame play will look like this on the higher time frame. That big one, big candle going up. Capiche? Everybody got that?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Perfect. You missed the flip? I've missed nothing. Wait, what flip? What you talk about, Willis? On what time frame? Okay, right here. Closure above, not really above, but I don't know. No clue. All right. Yeah, I don't know. For now, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to come up here. I want to play this off the higher time frame, at least the 30, at the very least. 15 will be fine, but I would like it to be the 30 at the very least. Ideally, the hourly, because at the hour, at the end of this hour, you'll have that's a 4-hour close as well. I think if we close above there, that's this is a level on every time frame here. So. So chat, how are you doing? How's everything with you today? Oh, sorry. People at the Zoom door. Everybody could come in. I had 2 days of yawning. That's how you know I'm tired. I'm well. I'm always well. Don't let ICTC yawning again. True. Shit, I yawn and 700 people follow. We're just not there yet. I don't think we're at 700 yet. Shit, we're not even at 420 yet. Moving up, moving up. Yeah, there's a little level here at the 15, but if we get a closure there on the 30. Three minutes here till this 15's up. Do you have any mentors when you first started? No. I just went far and beyond, like way out of my way to find out things that I needed to know the answers to. Yo, they're getting somebody out on a stretcher on the ice. What happened? That's wild. Do you only take creatine when you go to the gym? I don't take creatine at all. I used to years back, like 5-6 years ago, and then I thought about starting again, but I haven't taken creatine in a long time. Like the Ukrainian coat that you saw on my Instagram story, that's an authentic Ukrainian national team soccer warm-ups. Got it on buys. You guys remember that scene where in Fast and Furious, where they go to the desert to race wars? Remember that? And the kid, the young kid, the little MacGyver kid that we used to work on the cars, he gets into a race with Johnny Tran or whatever his name was, and then he fucking presses the NOS button, and the dude goes, "Too soon." Too soon, Junior. That's how I feel with people taking buys here. I look to the side and I'm like, too soon, Junior. Like, yeah, it might work out, but it's too early to tell. Yeah, with the white little Jetta, the GTI or whatever it was. I'm not saying I'm just saying I don't have an edge here. Like, so that's how I feel. Like, getting in there, if you want my opinion, for me, it's too soon because, like, I don't have a confirmation that we're going to drive up here. We just like that, we might reject here. I don't know. That confirmation will show up in the form of a candle outside the range, and then next candle making a bottom wick and then driving and breaking highs. You know, watching your streams, never asked about your hair. It's a toupee. Shit ain't real. I got this shit at Party City. Little Rastafari wig. It says Bumbaclat on the packaging. Nah, I've been growing this shit for like 7 years. Around 7 years. Day 1009 of jumping on stream to mute wicks. Perfect. I love your persistence. You a Miami Heat fan? No. I'm in year 2, but my shit's just long and wavy. That's the thing. You'll go through that little goofy looking period where it's not long enough, you know, where it's not short enough to look good, and you kind of look doofy, and it's not long enough to do anything with it, right? So you're kind of forced to stay looking goofy. Officer Doofy reporting for duty. What's your origins? Far, far away. What's your origins? That's crazy. That sounds like I'm a superhero. Chat, you know, in order to be a superhero, you gotta have a good origin story. My wife is not from Russia. She speaks Russian, but she's not from there. Wix, you heard her hit it? Yeah, I subscribe to his signals. Did you take the same trade as Don around 1? No. I was at the gym. Can you introduce yourself? True. Let's just go around the table here, everybody. All 440 of you. How tall am I? 420. $422. Somewhere in between there. $620. That's 7'8", right? Because 6 and 12 is 7, and with 8 remaining, that would be 7'8". Gold, can you do something for me? I don't speak as the inches. The math ain't mathin', y'all. What is this inch you talk about? I don't backtest CZXT. I don't backtest at all. I don't use replay mode. When I was learning, I just used to trade real money, but small lots, and then I raised lots. I mean, when I was learning, when I was doing dumb shit, I just used, when I started, and I didn't know. Like, when you start, right, you don't know what you don't know, right? So you don't know what you need to learn till, like, people start pointing stuff out, and then you bump into a lot of people that point the same stuff out, different stuff out, right? But you're not sure what to look for even, right? To get better. You just kind of try. So when I just started, it was like, all right, I'm just going to make money. And it wasn't learning, it was stupidity. And then eventually I figured out, in order to learn, I need to stick around and be able to take more trades. So I lowered my lots, dropped the risk, and you go from there. All right. Petty donations have started. Thank you, Mike. We're starting us off at $10. Do I hear $9.99? Potential trades you're looking at? I'm looking for closures above 2038. Just rewind. We went over this. Wapito. Tom, I think I need to drop my lot size, but I'm struggling with the urge to over-risk to make back my losses at the moment. Just drop your lot size. 2-3 days into it, you won't think about your losses. You're just going to continue with your lot size. Get into the habit. That's the most important battle, right? The one with yourself. You know what the right thing to do is. And then there's the you thing to do. stop yawning. Best parent strategy? No such thing. Some of you guys would be like really good employees for a company, right? But you wouldn't be great bosses. And trading requires you to be an employee, but it also requires you to be a boss. So you have to think for yourself. You have to look out for your own best interests, not the box I put you into, right? And you're always like, a lot of you guys are looking to get put in a box. Like, tell me the parameters and I'll stick within those parameters. There aren't parameters. There's the only parameters that exist are once you figure out your edge that you stick to. But there's no single approach that you need to stick to. It's very individualized. Just wait, be patient, learn, use your experience. When I say use your experience, it means gain some and use it, and gain more and use that. Trying to say your followers, not leaders. No, I'm trying to say you need to start thinking like a boss. You need to start thinking outside the box, and that doesn't mean like, oh, just go rediscover the wheel, you know what I mean? Just think outside of the box that the industry has put you into. There's no best pair. You find it for yourself. There's no single strategy that works, or there's a specific interpretation of candle movements or the ways that they print. Like, nothing is set in stone. It's, can you make all these different concepts in trading work together, and which concepts can you? You can use like some concepts and some variables that we use to figure out where our edge is, and then you can combine those with other variables from other strategies and make up your own strategy where it would work. It's just, there's no set way to do this. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's many different perspectives on how to attack, right? You can stack positions, you can add pineapples, you can trade only one position at a time, you can hedge, you can have buy stops, sell stops. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's people profitable doing all these things. You can wait for your 71. You just have to apply what you're doing properly, right? Not misapply. You might know the concepts, but are you applying them correctly? And are you applying them correctly with other concepts that fall in line with it, or that have nothing to do with what you're trying to do? With strategy, I use my experience. That's it. And I describe it to you, what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at, and why, right? As we're looking for a trade, when we see things set up. And then these little things you should stick in your head, right? Because I repeat them constantly and consistently, where it becomes redundant. And like, some of you get annoyed, but that's good, because that means you're remembering the things that I say and they're sticking in your head. If that happens over time, you'll recognize those nuances as they're playing out in the chart. 30 closes here in 4 minutes. The hourly is about to flip bearish. Will it? It slowly becomes second nature. Yes, yes, and you won't even realize it, where you're just doing this, you know, like cruise control. Not a hater at all, but do you trade with a negative RR? It depends on the trade. Yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. The thing is, I don't trade with a stop. I close out manually all my positions. So it's very rare that I have a stop. It's been a long time since I've had stops that I've put on my MT5 terminal. Unless I'm going to sleep and the trade's running. Yeah, I see Bougie. Come in. Come in. Sells right now is the most likely scenario. I think a buy is likelier to play out sooner. You can get both, right? What's more likely to happen? But if we're looking for the earlier setup, I think buys might set up quicker than sells. It shows signs of resistance. Yes, it's wicking off of it, but if it's wicking off of, why is it not driving the other way? It's not strong enough of a resistance. It's probably just tapped it and it became a resistance on a smaller time frame here, right? The 5, yeah. But until the hourly closes bearish back in range, you're just, you know, the 4 hours still pretty bullish. You got 27 minutes in this 4 hour. Personally, I want a closure above 2038 and then a bottom wick. So if we can get a closure like this, I want a bottom wick somewhere to here. Right? And that's our position. That's what I would want. Now, if that's not what happens, yeah, if the hourly breaks down, so that's the 30 breaking the previous 30 low, which means the hourly flipped, right? Yep. Can the hourly close back in range? And where would it need to close? Initially below the most recent, because then we have some range down if it does that, right? If it closes below here, we have how much range? About 20 pips of range. So if we're able to close back in range, I'm looking for a top wick and a bearish flip. Yeah, next 30-minute candle, very, very important. GG sauce. Just check the wick it made on the last candle. Check GJ.
How about new?
Is there a reason why a lot of people use MT5 to trade and not TradingView? Well, I think at one point MT5 was provided by pretty much every broker, or MT4, and then it was a simple switch to or upgrade to MT5, right? But yeah, you know, it's outdated. I think there's a lot of new trading software, right? Brokers coming up with their own trading software. Liquidity providers coming up with their own trading software so they don't have to, you know, get licensing from MT5 or from MetaQuotes. Eventually, some of these softwares are going to get really, really good. And right, when you force people into a corner, they innovate, and when people innovate, you get a better product. C-Trader was very smooth. I've tried it once. It looked the first time I looked at it, it looked like a spaceship. I didn't know what to think. But it looks very user friendly, right? Yeah, this is really key here. Alright, we closed Doji. Highly likely we're riding up to the top. We'll still need a bottom wick. What exactly are you looking for in a platform? Everything you need is on MT5. It'll be the most user friendly. How about access? Most people don't have access to MT5 right now. That's why they're looking for other platforms. And like I said, when you force the free market to get up off its ass and innovate, they will, right? They're gonna make things better. Just gonna take some time. When I get back to you, say can't trade. It's not about where you're. Excuse me. It's not about where you're located. It's about where you're a citizen. Like, where do you hold the passport from? It's about what your passport says. I have your American one and Brazilian one. Well, then use your Brazilian one to register, and then you're good with any broker. I hold the passport from Antarctica back in 1999. You seen that guy? He's so funny. 1999. Look where is me. Antartartar. Alrighty then. We're coming down, coming down. Cool story, bro. Anyway, buy or sell. What's up, Cap? Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. I've been well. Hope all is well with you. Yo, someone get rid of this yawn. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been able to stop yawning. Got a giant cup of coffee on you? Because it's morning time, isn't it? And 3 hours of sleep. Fucking hate February. Why? Do you need to sleep less because there's less days? What's going on? Oh, it's afternoon. It's noon for you. My gold priority bias? I don't have a priority bias. This was our session yesterday, and then that nonsense went on for the entire London session. And then New York was served to you on a silver platter. Like, oh, it's New York time? Here you go. Here's a trade. Yeah, this shit reflip. I have a total of 6 birthdays to deal with. I have to prep Chinese New Year. Got my birthday to prep and Valentine's. Bro, just disappear. Show up in March just wandering the local streets, and I'm sure someone will recognize you. They'll bring you back, and then you'll be like, I don't know what happened. I don't remember anything. Spaceman. Chat, go like the Instagram. I'll go like the Insta. Go follow the Instagram while I got you here. While I have your attention, go follow the IG. Drop a like, sub to the channel. Those are the obvious ones, right? That's how we grow. That's how we grow. Just like the channel. Tickle the like button. Yeah, go follow the IG. The link's right there. Looks up again. The urge to blow an account. Why do you think that is? Stupidity. Where you got the LED lights? These are from Home Depot. My first ones, the broken ones, or the ones that didn't want to stay on, were from Walmart. Takayama. I don't know, ABC. What do you want me to say? What do you mean? I trade like I trade. Sometimes I leave a lot of room for my trades. Sometimes I don't. It just depends. It's every trade is individually approached, right? They're all separate setups and breakdowns and all that. I trade how I trade, and I had no issue taking those trades. I managed them the way I would manage trades, and that's it. And next. You don't think it was just a little bit stupid? No, I'm bitter. Never seen you doing that. I can't say anything is stupid. How can I tell somebody that's made millions of dollars trading that what they're doing is stupid? That kind of makes me seem stupid. So we have, we don't have, sometimes we have our best days, our worst days, but like, I don't know. What do you like? When's the last time you had a winning streak worth bragging about? Let's start with that, right? Truly, really, realistically, when's the last time you had a winning streak worth bragging about? I'm not a knock on you personally, right? How much money down that last trade? My last trade was a win. From that position from Monday, I was down about 8,000, roughly 7,900. Yeah, 8,000. But like I understand, chat. Let me tell you something. One loss doesn't make you a peasant among kings, right? Like it's like scratching your Bugatti, right? Like if you scratch your Bugatti, is it now a Civic? No. Right? It's okay. All right, and we got to flip the tape. What does flip the tape mean? Exactly what it means in the real world. Why are you stressed more than down? Like if he's not stressed, you shouldn't be. Eddie in the house. Thank you, champ. Appreciate that. Banger Insta you got going. Yeah. It's banger Insta, but it just needs more followers. See, it's so mind-boggling to you, that loss, because you're thinking about the money and you're like, to you, right? While you're taking into consideration your own relationship with money, that's a massive loss. We all have different relationships with money, right? If your Bugatti's scratched, you'd be kicking someone's ass? No, no. It's not how it works. People that have a Bugatti don't go out and kick someone's ass for scratch. Maybe if you rented one, right? But if your Bugatti gets scratched, you're too worried about your health and well-being to stress it and actually create a negative feeling inside you and get frustrated. You're too, like, at that point, like, health is your concern. And ain't no way I'm letting someone stress me out. What you're doing at that point is you're going to the dealership and you're just buying another fucking Bugatti, bitch. when you get in that SVJ, I'm over it. I don't even want an SVJ. I'm over it. I want, you know what I want, chat? I want a 2017 to 2019 GTR just to hook up the shit out of it, right? Just fucking a Liberty Walk wide body, just the most obnoxious fucking spoiler you've ever seen. Like all that. I literally want to go into the body shop and be like, look, find me the biggest spoiler that exists for this car and put it on there. And then when they do it, yeah, I want to walk in there and be like, nah, you couldn't find anything bigger? I gave you guys more credit. Yeah, R35, but I want the 2017 20 and on, right? Because the interior was upgraded. But overall, like you guys seen what the fucking Revuelto looks like? The Lamborghini Revuelto? That shit looks pretty. It's a long wait for it, but like, yeah. You know what throws me off about the Aventador? It's the front. I don't like the whole fucking looking like a jet fighter thing with the three-pointed tips. I don't know. And we're talking about it like I can go to the dealership and get one right now, right? I'm not going to the dealership and picking one up, right? I had to feed 5 mouths and a cat. I had a lot of bikes. Yeah, I've had Yamahas, Suzukis. I had all kinds of Jixes. I had 600 RRs, 954, 929, 1000 RR. I had a ZX6R, right? I've had a 636 before. I had an F4i before. I've had like everything when it comes to bikes. And I had an R1. Yeah, I had both, an R6 and an R1. I've pretty much had every sport bike. I've never had a Ducati. Never owned a Ducati because every bike I've owned, I've stunted the shit out of them, man. Used to ride? No. It's not like I can, I can grab my boy's bike and go out, but I don't have any more bikes. I'm out. I'm out of the game. The month my first daughter was born, I got rid of my last bike. Did ICT really drop by? Yeah, ICT was here yesterday. He was on stream yesterday. Or in the chat. I still rode since then, right? Like, I've grabbed my boys' bikes and just went out riding, but I've never... Like, since then, I never bought another one. Alright, let's pay attention to how we close here, because I think if we respect 2037 here, close bearish but respect it, there's a chance we could come up. Yeah, right? In the 4 hour, we'll close really bullish here. And above the most recent, and above the overall. 30 seconds here. Yeah, what I'm going to look for is a bottom wick here. Be nice if we can tap 2036-2 areas and flip. Let's see if the first thing we do is come down. Let's see if we can get here first. If we can get here, I would take the break of the current 4-hour candle high. Oh, it might just right up here. Yeah. See what happens here. Right, the 30, the 15, the 30, the hourly closed bearish, so that's why I want, if everything closed bullish, right, we probably could have been in off the rip expecting to tap this area. But since those small time frames closed bearish, I really wanted a bottom wick. And if we don't get one, we'll look for a closure above here. It's a really good 4-hour close. Just no bottom one. You want to catch the bottom wick order buy stop above the high? No, I wanted a bottom wick and then catch the flip. And like I said, the only reason I wanted a bottom wick, typically this is a great situation to be in off the rip, but the only reason I want a bottom wick is because the previous time frames, the smaller time frames, all closed bearish. And they close bearish into the smaller time frame range. So at any moment, right, this can be a top wick and a drive down. But if it was we had a bottom wick first, I would be a lot more confident in the fact that, okay, now we flipped and now we're going to drive through. We might still get it, right? We might get that closure above 2038 and then that bottom would come down, but we'll see. We wanted to play this off the 4-hour hourly, but we can play it off the 5 or the 15. That's fine. It's just got to happen, right? The certain price levels have to be reached. Chat, give me 1 second. The baby's crying. Hold on. The baby, she's 4. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Whoops, sorry. I was muted again. And lightning scored. I don't know what an order block is. ABC is not a trader. I don't know FVG, order block. I've never studied those concepts. I just heard of them. Oilers lost the streak to the Knights. Yeah, I know. What you look for then when you trade? I mean, you'll see it when we place trades. The moment I'm looking for a closure above 38 and then a bottom wick to tap 36. The reason I want that bottom wick to tap 36 is that's where we tend to drive off of when we get that closure above there, right? And that's where the support is. That would be the previous support. Right, the previous support right here, this area. The resistance turn support in this area. See it? Support right there. Closure above, bottom wick tapping this area. So roughly this area is where I want the price to tap and drive off of. So if we can do something like this and then come back down here, or close like this and come back down here, it's fine. That'll give me more confidence in my position. So we might have a position in the next 5 minutes. Let's wait for this closure above here. You like trading Asian with the spreads and stuff? My spreads right now are 1 pip, 1.1. I'd rather trade New York. My preferred. It's not like I don't. I do. And I also trade Asian. I just like trading. I enjoy trading. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy educating. I enjoy sharing the wealth, spreading the knowledge, sharing what I know. I think for our purposes, I'd rather have no spread. I'd rather trade with 0 spread. I don't care about commission. For our purposes. Chat, we didn't close above here, so nothing doing. It closed above the most recent, right? We can say that. Well, unless, so what if the level's like this, right? But, let me see. Oh, you know, it very well could be. I don't want to worry about this here. Let's see, maybe if we get a bottom wick that breaks the previous 5 and then flips. Let's see. Oh, hold on a second, chat. All right, so flipping. Yeah, no, I'm not in here, and I would rather it close above where we had it. Yeah, it might drive, but I'd rather get that closure above where we had it. I wouldn't be, see, if we put that closure where it was before, I wouldn't be here off that wick anyway. I would want it to break the previous 5 wick. Previous 5 low. So, I mean, there's room to come up here, so just be patient. If it drives up, it drives up, but this is the 15 close, right? We have 15 closing in 1 minute. You need a top wick regardless. We don't have a bottom wick on any of the candles in this hourly, right? You need a top wick on the 15, and you need a bottom wick on the next 15. Rather be over here. This is tough. You see this area right here? Right there. Kind of tapped it perfectly, right? I think we can drive through it. I think it's a smaller time frame area. I think we can drive through it if we get a closure and a bottom wick, a decent bottom wick. Otherwise, there's nothing stopping us from coming back down in range. Right, now with this 4 hour no bottom wick. No, lower. Is that it? Is that all we're gonna tap? It's possible, because that's that previous support here. It's only a 5-pick wick here. Right, this is tiny. I got stretched this out. I'm looking at it. This is tiny. How I broke like 4 pips. Why do you have your resistance? It's not necessarily a resistance. This is a level from which we drive. So it's not a resistance where we reject at. It's a level, I think, above which we drive. That's kind of how I approach levels. I don't look for where we can reject per se. Like, right, it's very similar, but I look at a level from which we can drive, which the market can just pull. This is tiny. If this flips, not even now, right? Maybe on this 15 it can flip, but the thing is 5 will close bearish, and if 5 close bearish above or below 38.17 will make a difference. This is interesting because then if this 5 closes bearish here, next 5 comes up, gives us a top wick to break for this current high, for this current 5, and then flips bearish. That's taking you down to the 15 flip, the 30, the hourly. That's taking you down to everything back in range. But you're gonna need to break this high that you've just established, which means you need the 15 here to flip bullish and then reflip bearish and re-break its own low. That's what it would look like on the higher time frame. No bottom, no top wick. Interesting. Forced to wait. There won't be any positions on this 5 for sure. Ooh. I can't take the sell either. Like, yeah, it might run great, the wicks look great, but we've never closed back in range. The closure here was above range, so what I don't want to happen is make a bottom wick and then reflip bullish, because then why would we close, right? Why would we close bearish but above the range? If we were going to drive back in range, we would have closed bearish below, and then this would be establishing resistance. But right now we have an established support here at 2037, right? Because we just tried to drive below it and failed. So once this closes back in range, then we can look for another top wick. The good thing is it broke all the highs. Now it came back in range. Next candle doesn't necessarily need to break the highs. It needs to come up to the next resistance and then break the lows. Or we need to finish strongly back in range. And let's get rid of this. That's kind of irrelevant here now. Because for all we know, this could be a bottom wick to drive up, right? So let's just have things line up. You missed the move. Apparently, you like to move it, move it. We like to move it, move it. I'm in cells. Aggressive entry. Just aggressive. Fucking kidnap that entry. Where are you from? Right near the beach, boy. Tino's garage is dope, yeah. I like those little hexagon lights. Oh, they're not a hexagon. They're six-sided. That's right? Or that is a hexagon. I don't know. They call dope looking lights. That's like the fan at the gym. It's actually called a big ass fan. It says on it, big ass fan. What happened to the pineapple light? It's on that wall because it was too bright over here. It was looking holier than a muppet. Oh damn, chat. That's that last phlegm of last week's sickness. Remember last week I couldn't breathe for shit? That's the last of it. Come on. What did I say about the 5-minute no bottom? Yeah? You've said it. I hear you. Huh. Yo, Hank, where you at, baby Hank? Closes in 3 minutes. First closure back in range? I think so. Four and a half minutes here left in regulation time for the Rangers versus the Lightning. Lightning about to pull the goalie in about 90 seconds. Chat, should we do a beach podcast when Don gets here or a boat podcast? Boat for sure. Yeah, we'd call it boat. No, we'd call it goat on a boat. Two goats, one boat. Okay, see, this escalates really quickly. I can't even finish sentences here. Alrighty then. The 30 just closed. First candle to bring us down back in range. Just a mini top wick, maybe a 6 pip top wick. Give me the top wick. Scored an empty netter. The Rangers win. Did we create the previous 5, right? Previous 5 didn't have a top wick. So we broke that. This is it. The 5 respected here. But it broke the previous 5. How many pips is this? Oh, this is 3 pips for a wick fill. I'm not in a position here, chat. It has not met my criteria for a position. It still might, it just hasn't yet. For that reason, I'm out. This ain't Shark Tank. And you're not Mr. Wonderful. Previous hourly right there. Yeah, you should technically see it pop. If it's gonna come down, it's gonna come down heavy, right? Just want a top wick so I can be sure of that. Until then, I'm fine with letting it go. Let it go. Let it go. Not in a position is also a position. Yeah, I'm holding no entry here. I'm full margining no entry here. You're gonna get it. I mean, why is it hanging around here, right? Like it would have rejected, pulled up. It's just waiting to. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I hope you guys get it, man. You must have watched Frozen tons with your kids? No, not at all. On my own, baby. I watch it on my own. Wait till the kids are asleep. Popcorn, fat joint, and some Anna and Elsa in the background. I don't know if it was called Frozen, but it definitely had an Anna and an Elsa. That's not Frozen. Can you enter now? So you guys can do anything you want. Don't let me stop you. I'm okay with seeing the market go and not being in it. I have certain things that I'm looking for. I have stipulations that I need to be met before I can place an entry. At this point, I want a top wick to 2037. I've sat in plenty of sessions where the market drives and I don't take an entry, and I'm cool with it. Did your kids know that you're a trader? Yes. Do you teach them trading? No, but I do teach them. Out of all the Disney movies, what is the GOAT? Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Frozen, Bambi, Pinocchio. The Lion Queen. You ever seen that? Yeah, it's where Simba has an identity crisis. I think it's part 3.
This summer, he thought he was a little boy, but he was the Lion Queen.
Yo, in today's times, I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped some shit like that, right? I would not be surprised.
This summer, if you thought you knew anything about Frozen, forget it. August 1st, Frozen 2, Elsa's Hot Yoga Retreat, coming to a theater near you.
Wicks are scaring me. Cinderella the insurance agent.
This time, she's not going back for the glass slipper. She's suing. Insurance got it covered.
Oh, man. Chat. What the fuck am I hearing? This is what it sounds like when you hang out with Wix. Kids never see to my next one. Later, Ziggy. See you tomorrow. Word. Disney presents Princess Slap Boxing on pay-per-view. See Dana White promoting that shit with fucking Rapunzel. I have a question. Why did I froze to sell my call option? My right side of my brain was confident that my technical strategy, and the left side of my brain was shocked to see. I don't even know how you can identify that, Steven. I don't know. You froze on your sell because I didn't take it and you're listening to me too much. Trust your own analysis. Can you explain about the top wick? Yeah, well, this was the first candle that closed back in range. But the previous 4 hour was bullish, right? So now, just to confirm that we're not going to drive up, I still want to see the hourly reflip, because that would reflip the 4 hour. And then I want to see a rebreak of the lows, because that would tell me that we just tried driving up, we couldn't, and then flip back bearish, and that would be the top wick that gives us those orders and takes us down. And at the very least, where's the flip? Over here. 2037.6. That's just my logic, right? That doesn't mean it has to play out the way I'm looking for it to. What's your risk? I'm not in a trade. But if I was, it's typically anywhere between 1 and 10%. FE closed today. What's FE? Iron? That's iron. I know a molecule when I hear one. Or what is that called? It's not a molecule. Fucking an element. An element. It's an element. It's not. It's a fugazi. A fugazi. It doesn't exist. It's not on the elemental plane. Looks like it's just going to continue down here. Periodic table of molecules. Imagine. I meant element. I just couldn't remember the word for a second. You know what the fuck I meant. Hola, hola, hola. Yeah, my mother would be embarrassed as hell right now. My mother teaches organic chemistry. Well, used to for 30 years. She taught organic chemistry. She would be flipping right now if I said that. You'd be like, what? Probably throw a textbook at me. Tino's got a little textbook over there. Yeah, that. Explain how many years you trade? 5. Like, I can't really go into detail with that question. I mean, like, how do you explain? Oh, man. Tina, you still holding this? You still holding your cells? Or you closed out at 10? It looks decent. I mean, I just, like, I wish I could. I wish I would. I think even with it coming down like this, we'll see something along the lines of this. That's what I want. I want it to come back up there and just wake up to here and flip down. Maybe off this hourly, on the next hourly, it's possible, but I don't know. Who's got FOMO? Who's got that type 2 FOMO? What was your best subject in school? Gym. I fucking aced gym. Every single year. Straight A's in gym. For fucking 12 years. Or 15 years. However long it took for high school. 15 years. Can you explain it? Lunch was the best subject. Lunch was weird because I used to like leave school, but our school wasn't one of those that you could leave during lunch, and then you'd have to sneak back in. It'd be funny, like sometimes you'd open the door, like we jammed like the side doors. It was a big ass school, right? So we'd had like, you know, it was 4 floors, it was like 5,000 people, and it was just, we would like jam the doors of different exits around the school, and then sometimes you'd open the door and on the other side of it would be a dean with like a whole crowd of kids that already walked in, and he would be like, oh, come in, Mr. Wicks, glad to see you're back in school, come on in. Seven minutes here. It's a lot of time. It might push in the last 7 minutes just to fill the range, but I don't know. Like these are tiny candles. This right here overall. Oh, it's 10 pips, 11. You went to school in Data Broward? I went to school in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Why did Don wear those gloves? Oh yeah, that's the Mike Tyson 2000. It was either that or hockey gloves. And hockey gloves would have been wild, so he wore those. He should have showed up in a hockey helmet. Talking about, I'm ready for this loss whenever it comes. Bring it on. Oh man. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, Riz invites me to a podcast, I'm showing up with a helmet. Chiefs and Niners. I'm sick and tired of the Chiefs. I always root for the Chiefs, but this year is Brock Purdy time. Special ed helmet. Yep. I'm also requesting a short bus take me there. I'm gonna rent a short school bus that fits like 8 people, and I'm heading off to Riz. Can't bet against Mahomes. I agree. That's why I'm not betting. I will tell you this. I've bet on plenty of things. There is one thing I will never bet on. One thing I will never bet on is the Super Bowl. Because, like, that's when teams don't play typical. They don't play like themselves typically. They pull out all the stuff. You'll never, like, yeah, you can have some expected results, but a lot of wild shit happens in the Super Bowl. I will never bet the Super Bowl, ever. Conference games, season games, fine. Super Bowl, never. Do I think it's staged? No, I just don't. I don't know if it's not staged. I don't think you can stage the way the ball bounces, right? And the players and all the effort they put into it. At some point, there's, you know, it matters what the teams do. But the Super Bowl is too unpredictable. Chiefs blow it. Like, if it's going to be a good game, like it's going to be a high scoring game. Both teams in the 30s, right? Three minutes here for the hourly chat. Let's see if it can leave us a bottom wick and a top wick on the next hourly. How long you been streaming for? About 2 hours. Can I go to bed, Wicks? Did you brush your teeth? If you brushed your teeth and you've changed out of your street clothes, then yes. I mean, when did you start streaming? And don't say 2 hours, bro. I don't get it. Oh, like overall, how long? Like, yeah, about a year and a half. Can you explain when you started stream? Did you come out of the womb? Well, you see, it all started back in 1985. It was a stormy night. Other than that, I really don't remember anything about that night. I don't even remember that. That's all made up. I don't remember nothing about that night. All right, if we get a bottom wick here, I will look for a top wick on the next candle. If we do not get a bottom wick, I will call it a stream. Looks like we'll get a bottom wick. Okay, just closed here on the hourly. Closed at a support. You see this across. But I think we have room to go down to reject before coming up. Market doesn't just start driving up unless it grabs a bottom wick. So if we can come up here, 37 flat, we'll have sell stops. Often you take a trade on stream. Enough. Maybe 2 to 3 trades a week. When do you plan on retiring? Well, you see, the thing about trading is it doesn't require peak physical shape and conditioning, right? So you don't really, you're not obligated to retire, right? It's not like a professional sport, right? So I don't think there will ever be a retirement. Yeah, if we don't tap 37 here, and it flips, starts coming down and breaks the previous candle low, I'm gonna call it a stream. Trading split for the gym. Chest, arms, shoulders, back, legs. 5-day split and every other day abs at the end after the workout. We knew y'all was not taking a trade, just views. I mean, I got 4 trades this week. I had 2 on Sunday for the private session and 2 on Monday. Didn't have anything yesterday, none on Tuesday, and chest, arms, arms, chest. That's all you need. No one ever looks at your back and goes, nice shoulder blades. Nobody does that shit. Stop loss dipped. Later stop loss. Oh, he dipped 15 minutes ago. Chat. We don't have a stop loss for the last 15 minutes. He dipped. Damn. How are we going to trade without him? My split trend deca test. Damn. You train neck. Come on, man. Neck training underrated. Try convincing your woman that. You ain't got to convince the chat. We believe you. It's not us you got to talk into it. Chat's on your side, bruh. We're with you. No trade today? Not yet. Well, not for me at least. Right, because for every reason that you had to take these trades, these flips, these top wicks down, I can find a reason not to take them. Is that the real FX? Do you like US or could you see yourself moving to like Dubai? No. America. America. Say America 3 times and a flag appears. Well, I just said it 3 times. America. Hate leftist America. I'm with you, Turpy. I hate leftist America too. Not that I hate them, I just despise them, right? I really don't agree with leftist America. Yeah, I play poker. The problem with Dubai is that it gets boring after a while. It's not that big. No, that's not the fucking problem. The problem with Dubai is you're not allowed to smoke weed. That's the problem with Dubai. I can't fly into the airport, go to the dispensary, tell them give me a fucking pillowcase of the best shit you have because I want to go swim in it like I'm Scrooge McDuck and it's my money. No, you can't do that shit. And that is a huge reason why I don't even want to go visit right now. Just, you know what I'm saying? You know what the fuck I'm saying. Chat, all I'm waiting for is a steeper top wick. If I don't get it and this continues down from here, then so be it. But I'm not going to be in this. And I'll call it a stream if it breaks the lows. I mean, you guys can, you know, you can be all over this if you want. It's just, you don't have to do what I do. Like, I believe eventually it should come down a bit more, but where did this reject from? It didn't grab orders, didn't reject off of resistance. It's just continuing down, kind of play around here. And it closed at a support. There's a level across right here that it closed right at it. Right, so we could just be bottom wick and flip bullish. But if we were able to grab a top wick off a resistance, then I'm not worried because this is a minor level while we grab a top wick off a major resistance and flip. So that tells me we're going to come down to the bottom of the range. Right now, it's the chances of that, the probabilities of that are not as high as they would be if we did have that steep top wick. Let's see how this 15 closes. I think if we do close below here, this is going to be the last 15 I stay for. Maybe that can give us the top wick that we want. Yeah, I was gonna head off here as soon as we broke that low, but I'm gonna wait for this 15, which is it's only 90 seconds until it closes. So we'll wait for this close and we'll see what happens here. So we moved a whopping 5 pips here on the flip. It's not a vacation if I can't smoke. Yeah, because then I spend the rest of the time looking for some bud. When do you make your best profit? Between 8 and 10 in the morning. Eastern. Great explanation. Let's see what happens when you explain. Yep. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with taking sells earlier. It's just like you take it, everybody takes it according to their own strat. Like, right? You take it, I'm not over here like, fuck, I should be in your position. Why am I not in your position? No. When's your podcast starting? I don't know if we're starting a podcast, but we're going to do a pod when Don gets here. Might be like a one-time thing. All right, 15 just closed. Let's get a bottom. Ooh. It's probably just gonna continue down here on the 30. Yeah, chat. I'm gonna call it. It's gonna come back up here and 10:45, the 45-minute candle. You ever see a psychologist? No. What up, smart social? Damn. 500,000 subs. Good shit. You think EU and gold are similar in price action? No. Liquidity must be low, leaving now. Good night. Yeah, I'm. Alright, last 15 chat, but that's it. I'm gonna see this 30 through. There's so much potential. It just hasn't set up. There's a lot of potential. It just hasn't set up. Which pairs did you trade when you started? Every single one. Like if there was a pair, I traded it. Like whatever my broker had, I would open it up, all the charts, and I would skim through them. I'd be like, oh, that looks good. Next one. That looks good. Next one. By the time I go through all of them, I'd forget where I have positions open, where I wouldn't. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to trade all the CHF pairs. And then like, no, I'm just going to switch to all AUD pairs. And then all of a sudden it was like all GJ pairs. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm still trading everything. Gotta head out later, Nate. Just before you dip, go follow the IG, sub to the channel, turn the notifications. That's when you know when we're on, and like this stream. Yeah, we're coming down here on the hourly. Let's see if we can pull back here in 6 minutes. A bit. A bit. PC. My PC is assembled to my specifications. I will tell you that if you're going through like one of those companies like NZXT or CyberPower or Power something, right? I went through every single builder, and they all get a lot of the same parts, but some of the parts, like some builders, have better access to than other builders. So if I were to tell you where to get it, I would say CyberPower PC. Go to CyberPower. They get a lot more access and a lot more in stock of the higher quality parts than other ones. Like, you could build pretty much the same PCs, but like I found that, for example, like the case itself, like the cases that I wanted weren't available anywhere except CyberPower. And ZXT had shitty cases. There was another one, the Zydex or something like that. They had, they had crappy case. And then if I was like, because every single part in here I chose on my own, right? And then I went to the website, see what they would have, and the only one that had everything that I chose was CyberPower. None of the other ones. I've been through all the builders. I've checked out a whole bunch of them. And once I built it, make sure when you order, you get the extra, you pay for the extra protective cover, whatever it is, extra $100, just so when it ships, it's coming with all the, like, it's not shaking or rattling. It's packaged perfectly, for the extra foam or whatever. And that's it. I did a lot of search. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of, like, on how to do it right. Did you just stutter and text more? Did he enter sell at all? No. The plan was to enter sells at 2040. Yeah, that would have been great. We never reached 2040. Yes. TradingView is for the visuals. The actual trades are placed on MetaTrader 5. Daily about to flip. I wish it would flip after we get a top wick on the next 30. Right? Because then we get the daily flip with a top wick off a resistance. Right? With the 30 back in range. The hourly is going to have a top wick then and continue driving. Yeah, so like everything would fall in line if we can just get a top wick on this next 30-minute candle in 6 minutes. But if it continues down, then God bless gold and, and the rest of you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. When it runs 30 but you close 10. It's always like that. It always runs a little bit more than where you close, right? Like, it's clearly a small percentage of the time that it just, as soon as you close it, it turns around. In this case, it ran a lot more. Yeah, there it goes. You gonna build one? I think it's the smartest thing to do. Just when you build one, you know who's really good? Whose YouTube channel is really good? Braetharn or Braetharn, whatever his name is. His YouTube channel, like, that's all he does. He streams every night about, like, PC builds. He's probably streaming right now. Don't get the pre-built ones. Build one yourself. It took, when after I chose all the parts and ordered it, it took exactly 2 months for it to show up to my house. I ordered in October, I think, or something like that, and it showed up in like February. No, it showed up. I ordered at the end of October. It showed up like second week of January, something like that. 2.5 months. It's driving down and I see none of it. Chat. Yes. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, I'm just sticking to what I do. Are you in? No, you would know it if I was in a trade. If I was in a position, I would tell you. You would see it on screen as well. Not in anything. I'm waiting to see if this pulls back and leaves a decent wick for a wick fill. That would be great. But I need a steep wick here after this. In sell since 2036, but I went against my trading strat. Well, made money, but is it sustainable long term? And I try to practice sustainability, right? Because, like I said, I'm trying to be here for a long time. I'm trying to be around 2 months, 3 months, 5 months from now, and at that point have more in my account than I do now. And sustainability has to be, in order for it to really be effective, it has to be more or less simple enough where you can repeat it day in and day out. You have no pullback? Well, I'll see. We'll see here in 220. All right, we waited this long. Yeah, this isn't a bad short, right? Like, that's not a bad short if you had the level here, right? If you had a level over there, but you closed above it. Your level was here, so we couldn't take that. And then when you closed below, this is the candle you want doing this, the one that closes below. But it didn't at that point. You already had this, and it just drove. Yes, I'm in South Florida. That's right. Drop the like because I like your channel, but it's not pullback. We'll see. 20 seconds. If it closes like this with a bottom wick, I'm looking to tap right here, 35.4. 35.5. $30 just closed. Yeah, if it continues down here off the rip, I'll call it a stream. If it comes up, yeah, chat, I'm gonna call it a stream here. Just rebroke the lows. Yeah, so first 2 days of the session, we had a couple of trades each day, and then the last 2 days for our Asian session, no trades. Let's see if we get tomorrow. The way we're moving here, so the way the daily's moving, morning New York session, it's going to be extremely interesting. I think there's so much range in either direction, whether you break down or up, that New York session, you're going to see a trade tomorrow. Asian session. If New York starts to drive but doesn't finish out the range, we'll see moves for Asian. But if it finishes out the range, we might range Asian tomorrow again. So a lot will depend on how New York plays. The daily did flip though, and it's coming down, right? More or less. Or it looks like it's coming down. Who streams next? I'm not sure who's back in town and who's not. Everyone was on vacation. Everyone's back in town at some point. I know Don will be streaming in the morning. Typically after this, you'll see Kieran, then you'll see Inez and Hassan SG, right? Before Don. But I'm not sure who's back and streaming and who isn't. So you'll have to show up at those times, see if they're on or not. Don will be streaming, and then Elvis is out for the week also for pre-Asian. So I'll see you guys, if not on Don's stream tomorrow morning. We'll be right back at it over here for Asian session at 8 p.m. Eastern, gang. Oh, this is the 2 hour. TP 2033. I don't know what your analysis was. I know what mine is, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I'll give you a behind the scenes look at what I do. And right now, I'm not in a trade. Chat, thank you so much for coming through. Love and wisdom to you all. Zoom, gang, appreciate you guys. Step One, Eddie, Bougie, Tino, Javier, thank you for showing up onto cam. I forgot about you guys. I should have had you guys out like half hour ago. We'll do that tomorrow to end the week off. Cause I don't have the cams open. I didn't even know who's on cam until I just turned it on. I'm like, oh shit, a bunch of people on there. Yeah. Only Baby Hank's missing. All right, Zoom, chat. I'll see you tomorrow. Also, mods, thank you so much. W Tino, he's really putting in work today. First full day as a mod. Appreciate you. Green, the my god. Oh, what happened? You changed your name. No longer my god, right? Just Green. How long's it been? Just Green. I forgot. I didn't see you take that out. I didn't even recognize it. Bro didn't get the itis after lunch. No, my lunch was like meatballs and rice. Favorite folk artist? I'm not into folk music, but if you play some polka, we can wild out. Let's talk polka. Or let's not. Chat. Stream's over. Thank you guys for coming through. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, live here on YouTube. And that's our session. Let's cue up the music. You You guys can hop out on the dance floor. All right. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody.